and just, yeah? Hey guys, it's Conagh and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm really excited for. It's actually inspired by a video that Jordan Lipscomb did like quite a long time ago, I think, maybe like a year ago, and it is like a wet makeup, wet hair, wet skin, ow my ear, just a wet overall look. I personally adore glowy skin. I think it looks the best. Like, I'm all for a matte look, but there's just something about looking like wet but kind of sweaty, and like you get in the sunlight, hits the spot, you know? I'm just picturing this look being ready for golden hour because girl, you get some amazing photos with it. Before I jump into the video, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As well, you can follow me on Instagram. That's when I post all of my updates about my videos, when they're gonna go live and all that jazz. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. So when I'm doing any makeup look that I want especially to look really nice, perhaps it's for a special occasion or I just want to be a little bit extra, I really like to take the extra step and properly prep my skin. So this means cleansing it, exfoliating and moisturizing right before I do my makeup so everything goes on so smoothly and looks beautiful. So I'd like to thank Frank Body for sponsoring this video today. If you've never heard of Frank Body, I did a video with them a few months, not a few months ago, it was like 6 months ago, probably even more than that, and I featured their exfoliating coffee scrubs in my fake tanning routine because their coffee scrubs are amazing. Definitely go check out that video if you haven't seen it. So I'm really excited to be working with them today because I really love their products. Everything is completely natural. It's Australian made, which is really cool. I love supporting Australian brands and all their products are absolutely amazing. So today I'm going to be using the little 3-step Porelifix. I believe that's how you say it. It's like Porelifix kit, and this comes with a creamy face cleanser, a creamy face scrub, and then a moisturizer. So this little kit retails for $49.95, which is a really good deal considering you're getting a face wash, exfoliate, and a moisturizer, which is pretty much a basic skincare routine. You don't need much more than that other than an SPF. So I think that's like a really good deal, especially since everything is super natural and really good for your skin. I think it's really important as I get older that I use products that are going to nourish my skin rather than just like attack it. I feel like as a teenager and when my acne was the worst it was, my natural response was to use products that were really harsh for my skin. And while that may have been okay when I was really young, I'm still really young, but you know, I am 20 now and my skin isn't gonna bounce back as easily as it did when I was like, say 15. That's why I really like using brands like Frank Body because they're not gonna strip my skin of my natural oils. It's gonna nourish my skin and not accelerate the aging process is what I'm trying to get at. Prevention is key, as Michelle Phan always said. So the kit comes with a creamy face cleanser and I like it because it's not foaming, it's not going to dry out my skin. It also comes with a creamy face scrub, which is really nice and gentle. And then of course you get just an everyday face moisturizer. So I'm going to attempt to wash my face, exfoliate, and then moisturize so my skin is nice and smooth for my makeup. I'm going to attempt to do it on camera. I don't know how it's going to go. I have a bowl of water here with me. I feel like this is going to end very badly, but just going to wet my face a little bit. This is so weird. And as you can see, this is a charcoal face cleanser, which is awesome because charcoal is really good for detoxifying, but it's not going to be stripping my skin because it is nice and like creamy. I still feel like everyone forgets how common acne is, especially on social media, because in reality, it's more common to have acne than to not have acne, but yet it doesn't feel that way. It feels the opposite. So for me, when my acne was really bad, I feel like I made the mistake of trying to demolish my skin rather than treat it with like kindness, if that makes sense. So we're looking nice and fresh, but my skin feels so moisturized. It does not feel stripped at all, which is really important. And it's something that I look for in face cleansers especially. I'm just gonna re-wet my face so I can exfoliate. So the exfoliator is probably like the most important step when it comes to having your makeup go on smoothly. But a lot of exfoliators are super harsh, but I really like this exfoliator because it is natural. I'm very lightly rubbing this on my face. I don't want to be too harsh. I'm like barely touching my skin. You just really want to be gentle with your skin. No matter how bad your acne is, scrubbing the absolute life out of it is not going to help you, and it's going to make it worse. I definitely think exfoliating helps a lot with acne scars and pigmentation because it's helping that cell turnover to reveal beautiful skin underneath. Okay, so now that I've exfoliated, my skin feels so smooth. My skin always goes a little bit red because it is quite sensitive at the moment since I am on Roaccutane. So this is just the everyday moisturizer. It's just a nice lightweight one. So I'm just gonna pop that on my skin and we are all ready for makeup. So if you are interested in this little kit, everything will be listed down below. So I'm gonna start with the skin first because the eyes aren't gonna be too intense. So to prime my face, I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base. I would just say use your favorite hydrating face primer. Although this isn't like a face primer, it is meant to go underneath your makeup and it's super, super hydrating. So what better video than this to use it? And for those of you who are in summertime, I feel like this makeup look will be perfect. So now I've got that on, you can see how glowy my face looks. For foundation, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, and it is a luminous foundation, which is perfect for this video. I have the shade Tawny M4. I hope it's going to match me. It might be a little bit too dark, but we can blend it down my neck. It's fine. Oof, she might be a bit dark. And I'm gonna use a beauty blender to blend this out. Okay, this is a bit dark. Yep, she's dark, all right. I really, really like this foundation. One, because it's super hydrating. Two, it has really nice coverage. It kind of reminds me of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I look so orange right now. Oh my god. Now that I have foundation on all over my chest, I wouldn't normally do that. It's just because it did not match. So I'm gonna use two concealers. One, because it's a little bit more high coverage, and this one is super luminous. So I'm actually gonna use a Flower Beauty product again, and this is the Light Illusion Concealer. Whoa, I think I saw a ghost. And this is in the shade Light. And I'm gonna add a tiny bit of the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Okay, perfect. So that is what the skin is looking like. We're nice and dewy. Okay, now I'm just gonna set my face, and for under my eyes and in the center, I'm gonna use the ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. Just gonna go right under my eyes. And I'm not really gonna bake because I don't want to be too matte. I'm just using the beauty blender to set right under there. And then of course to set the rest of my face, I'm using my Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I don't know what it is about this powder. I just adore it. It is so beautiful. This is in the color Medium. So now we are nice and set, but as you can see, my skin looks really dewy still. And before I move on, I'm gonna actually spray my face. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the eyes next before I finish up the rest of the face, just so that can kind of settle down a little bit. But I'm gonna quickly pop on my brows and then I'll be right back. So the products that I used on my brows were the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, the Gimme Brow, and then just the 24-Hour Brow Setter. So for my eyes, I think I'm gonna use the ColourPop, the Yes Please palette, because I wanna do something like super warm toned and like rustic. And I feel like this palette is perfect for that. So I'm first gonna dip into the shade Big Cocktails. And I'm just gonna put that in my crease. Whoa, she's pigmented. And the eye look is gonna be super easy, but I want it to look like intense, if that makes sense. Next, I'm dipping into the shade GNO, and I'm gonna pop that in my crease again, just to intensify everything. Then I'm gonna take the darker shade, which is called French Kiss, and I'm gonna pop that all over my lid and then kind of diffuse it upwards so it's like super earthy and like awesome. Then I'm gonna dip into the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette, and this is the one that's in warm neutrals, and it's like so beautiful. Just because I feel like I need a color in between to blend it out. So I'm gonna dip into this shade here, and I'm gonna use that to just blend the edges of that darker shadow. I'm just gonna take the lighter color in the palette and use that to highlight my brow bone. And then for the lower lash line, I'm basically gonna take all the same shades that I used. So to bronze up my face, which is probably one of the most important parts of this whole look, I'm gonna use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. You can literally apply like 5,000 layers of this and it won't look bad. I'm gonna load up my brush and just go to town. Put some on the forehead and on my chest as well, because we wanna be bronzy everywhere. Then to just like contour my face a little bit, I'm gonna use the Hoola bronzer. And this is a little bit more intense in terms of like chiseling my cheeks in the hollows, just to add a little bit of. And I put some underneath my lip, just my bottom lip, so it creates a bit of a shadow, so it makes your bottom lip look fuller. I'm not really gonna add any blush to this look just because I want it to stay nice and bronzy. I'm just gonna add the remainder of that bronzer like onto my cheeks as blush because it's so beautiful. Okay, the most important part of this whole thing, the highlight. Before I highlight my face, I'm gonna spray it down again. So while that's setting down, I'm gonna work on my chest. I'm actually gonna spray it with some spray sunscreen. I learned this trick from Scott Barnes in Tati's video, and let me just show you, like, oh my gosh, so. Look at that. Okay, may have gone a bit overboard, but this will set in a little bit. Look how amazing that is. And it's protecting your skin. I'm just gonna pop it on my shoulders as well. You may think that looks intense, but like, we're going for an intense white look today. You don't even need to add any more highlighter to your chest, like this could be suffice, but I'm not done. I'm gonna take my favorite highlighter at the moment, and it's a loose highlighter, so it's gonna be super pigmented. It's the ColourPop Strobe Globe in Luster Dust. I'm literally gonna take what is in the lid and put it on my brush, and I'm first gonna pop it on my collarbones. I don't have super prominent collarbones, so like, I'm gonna pop it on my shoulders because when you hit the light, this is like the best day of my life. It is like that extra step, but like it just makes you look beautiful. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. I'm just gonna pop it like on the high points of my non-existent boobs. Honestly, if you haven't tried the sunscreen trick, try it. I literally feel like I already have highlighter on. That's how glowy I am right now. This is not the time to be subtle, people. There's ever a time to go overboard. It's now. On the chin, I feel amazing. On the nose bridge, we're gonna go in the inner corner, and we're gonna go right above that brow, even in the center of the forehead, which is like, wow. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh. If I could be a makeup look for the rest of my life, it would be this. I'm gonna pop some of it on the brow bone. I'm gonna spray my face again. For lipstick, I think to go in theme with the bronziness and like the earth, I'm gonna use Jeffree Star Leo, and then I'm gonna top it with the Fenty Beauty Diamond Milk Gloss. So moving on to the hair, I feel like this is gonna be such a long video. I wanna make it look wet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this curling iron. I don't know what size this is, but it's just kind of like an average size one. I'm gonna pop a few curls in my hair, nothing too crazy, more like just to add some body and texture. And then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay, so my camera just died as I was putting the curls in. This is what it looks like, fresh. And obviously we're not gonna leave it like this. I'm just gonna spray a little bit of hairspray. This is the Got To Be Glued, literally the best hairspray ever. But only a little bit because I don't wanna set it in place. Just a light misting, if you will. Now I'm gonna just take my fingers and run it through my hair a little bit just to break up the curls. So I don't want them to be like perfect. Now what I'm gonna do to get that wet look, I'm gonna take this Bondi Boost Intensive Spray. It's kind of like a conditioning spray, so it's gonna help it make my hair look wet. So I'm gonna take my hair, lift it up like this, and just, and just spray it in my roots. You can use water if you want, but I just have this on hand. I'm gonna take like a styling mousse. This is by NAC. It's actually an Australian brand, and it's the Care for Volume Styling Foam. I'm gonna put a load of this in my hair because we want it to look wet. Oh, that was satisfying, wasn't it? My hair's very thick, so this may look like a lot for my short hair, but trust me, she's thick. She can take a lot. So I'm just gonna plop this in my hair, kind of scrunch it in. This is so weird. Oh my god, this is probably my favorite video that I've ever done in my life. So basically I'm gonna finish off one last time with my sunscreen. So that is basically the completed look. I really wanna wear this out one time because I just think it looks so beautiful. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And remember, if you're interested in that little Frank body kit, everything will be listed in the description box down below. And as always, I hope you guys are having a lovely day or night wherever you are in the world, and I shall see you in my next one. Bye!